Time. How's it going, everybody? My name is Infamous Isaac, and if it seems like the intro is being rushed, it's because it is. I was recording the video, the Fire Force video, that you're about to watch, but the intro got cut out because of PlayStation saving my clips and not being longer than an hour. So I'm re-recording the intro. I'm gonna cut it down as fast as I can. I'll put it together, and yeah. So basically, once this is done, it's gonna go back to the original video of what I was talking about. And yeah, so basically, Fire Force. I watched Fire Force a couple months ago. I uploaded the first Fire Force video like a month or two ago, and I originally watched the show like literally a month or two prior. So I've known about the show, and like this wasn't a recent thing. It's just that I've been inconsistent with uploading it because A, I've been busy, and B, I've been lazy. So I wanted to get this out of the way, or not out of the way, but talk about it now because I always wanted to. And yeah, that's basically what I'm doing today. So as inconsistent as I've been, I still want to I get it done. I'm doing that now. But yeah, so basically, Fire Force Season 2 came out 2020 during the pandemic. It was crazy. And yeah, so let me get to what it was. If I remember right, it cuts out around here. So the first episode, right? The first episode of the show is just basically like kind of like a way to get their gatherings or bearings together since it's been the whole year since the first season. And it's basically Shinra, Tamaki, Iris, and Maki shopping for Lieutenant Hinawa, and a whole what's it called? A whole Inferno shows up. They defuse the situation. It's simple, concise, and clean. It was cool. And so once that's done, some more hijinks ensues, and episode 2 comes around basically. And this is where the video should start, so let me just go over it quick. Basically, Shinra and Lieutenant Hagu from Company 6 are going together to see Company 4 because Lieutenant Hagu's grandfather is the leader of Company 4. And so they're going to see them. And if I remember right, yeah. So this is Company 4 with a bunch of people like that Shinra knows. And that should be it for where I need to put it. So hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you guys later. Peace. I need Company 2, 3, 4, and 5. Basically. Well, whichever one Habana's company is. So they still need 3 more. And they go to Company 4, and we get to learn that, oh, Shinra's actually friends with some of these guys. And one of them being a guy named Ogun, who has dreads and he's fire, who actually went to the academy with Shinra and Arthur. It was sick. I forgot to mention, actually, Arthur went with them. So, yeah, so it's Shinra, Arthur, and the granddaughter of Company 4, or the captain of Company 4. And they get well acquainted. We meet Lieutenant Pon, who's fire. It's so sick. And then we get to see what's his face? Captain Hagu, there you go. The captain of Company 4. They talk about Adola. He has a fetish for Adola and pain. It's weird, but nonetheless, while Shino's over there, he has a weird like Adola link with one of the evangelists, like one of the primal beings. And he just starts going crazy. He literally starts losing his mind, attacking everybody at the company. Like he literally turns into a demon, or at least the appearance. And Arthur's over here like, yeah, dog, nigga, you're getting clapped. And he starts role playing as the what's it called, the Camelot Knight, and he starts clapping him like it's crazy. And over here, Arthur not showing he actually cares for Shinra, because he's telling him, "Are you gonna be a hero or what? Are you gonna be a devil or what?" And he's like, "I'm gonna be a hero." And then he snaps him out of it, and it was sick. And then we had a cool little moment with Shinra and the person that inhabited him with the Adola. And it was sick, honestly. It was so dope. And I'm not gonna like, I'm skimming over it. I'm probably gonna talk more about the parts that like I really, really enjoyed. But honestly, it is better that I skim over it so you guys can see it for yourself. And it's, ah man, it's so dope. But next is, oh man, what's it called? I forgot what the whole thing itself was called. But basically, the next episodes, the next set of episodes from like episode 3 to like episode 6, yeah, episode 6, we see that Company 8 wants to go find the fifth Adola user, since there's 8 pillars, 7 pillars, I think, I don't remember. But each Adola user is what's it called, a pillar. So Shinra, his brother, Haumea, and another user that they have to find. I don't remember who else is there. Who else is another user? But regardless, so Captain Obi's like, alright, yeah, we gotta go find this person before the evangelists do. And cut to the person that they're talking about, Inca. I do not like this character at all. I do not like her at all. I think she's a hypocrite because of her ideals and her actions completely contradicting each other. It's just like, I think she's stupid. I really think she's stupid. I didn't like her at all, but I like the art. I just didn't like her at all. I could not stand her. I'm glad she didn't join them because she's actually like, oh man, she got on my nerves so bad when she was on screen. Like, and so she's what's it called? She's a third generation pyrokinetic. I don't remember, but basically her and 2 other people go around starting fires in houses, saving people who are in those houses, and making off with the money as payment, basically. So they're not good people, even though they basically pretend to be. They are not good people at all. So they've gained a reputation in that town. It's like, or at least what they do has gained a reputation. Them themselves, like, they aren't known because they make sure to hide it. And so they demonstrate that in the show. Like, they set a man's house on fire, and he has a bum knee, so he can't really run. And they come in to save him because they want his life savings. And so they do that. They take it, and just goes to show they're not good people. And her power is she can predict, or not predict. She can sense where fires are going to start. Like any fire, any type of fire, she can predict it with like a line that shows up in her mind, like a mental image. And she can trace the line back to where it starts, and it goes. It happens like that. Basically, kind of like future sight for fire. And while that's going on, the evangelists show up, try to kidnap her, right? It's Charon, Haumea, and I think that's it. Oh, and some other goons. But, yeah, so they show up, they try to kidnap her. Shinra, he's there, everybody else is there. Shinra shows up to try and stop him, right? Shinra and Arthur, they start boxing them. They start boxing Charon. Well, on the other hand, since the evangelists were there, they brought more infernos. Fires everywhere started happening, like all this crazy stuff. The city is in duress, like, or distress, duress, either one. But yeah, so this is going on. This is crazy. They're boxing, and the rest of Company 8, with the Vulcan here now, fire, so fire. They're dealing with all the infernos, and there's a huge inferno, like a really big one. A one like on the level of the one that Benimaru fought last season in Asakusa. So this is crazy. And they're doing that. They're literally working together with Company 1. And I think the same company that Habana's in, they're helping out Company 8 because it's too much, like, they can't handle it. They don't have a flame user like Benimaru in their ranks. The closest thing to that is Shinra, and he isn't even there. So they need to work together to make up as much firepower to stop this inferno at like equal in potency to Benimaru, basically. And so while that's going on, Shinra and Arthur are still boxing out Charon, or Karen, if that's what's it called? If you want like the best way to pronounce it, excuse me. But I always pronounce it Charon. But regardless, right? So they're boxing, and Shinra, he can't do anything to him because this dude literally absorbs energy and outputs it. Like he's a second generation, so he can't produce fire, but he can like kind of like control it and all that. and he's eating basically all of the hits that Shinra's hitting him with. Shinra does a crazy like devil horn type thing that he learned from Captain Obi, and he hits him with this crazy move. He hits him with the shenanigans. And he doesn't do anything. Like it does some damage to him, but it doesn't win the fight. So Shinra loses basically. And Inka over here, she's just like, I'm not gonna join any side because I want chaos, right? Her whole goal is she wants to live, but she wants to live in danger, right? She wants to live a life of danger because it gives her a thrill, a buzz, right? And so she's more like she wants to join more of like the what's it called, the evangelists because of that, because they live a life of danger and thrill, and that's what she's seeking. And so she does. She joins the evangelists, and she was over here like, dang, yo, why are you so stupid? And she's like, later, and she dips. Her, Charon, the evangelist, Haumea, they're all gone. So all that's left now is to defeat the Inferno, and they do that. Maki being the centerpiece, and she can control fire really, really well. She's a second generation, but man, she can control it like so crazy. And so that's that arc right there, you know. They learn more, they saw more. The evangelists have a pillar now. It's not good. They're not good, but they saved lives. So at the end of the day, it's not a complete loss. And the next after that, it's the next arc, one of my favorites, and honestly might be my favorite this season. Well, actually, no, it's second favorite for sure. It's second favorite for sure. And it's the arc where they go to China. It's so sick. So basically, Shinra, Tamaki, Arthur, Juggernaut, Ogun, and Lieutenant Pon. Juggernaut being from Company 2, 3, I don't remember, but the military branch, basically. And they get all grouped together to go out on an expedition to explore China, right? Since the world was really, really messed up from the Great Cataclysm, they needed to explore this to gather more information on a bunch of things, right? It's an expedition. And they all gathered together, Lieutenant Pawn being the one leading this one, along with Licht being the researcher. So he's there. Victor Licht. It's like a total of 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, around 7 to 8 people around there. So it's fire, you know. I'm excited. I like these characters. I think they're cool. And they go back to what's it called? They go to China, and we find out that Juggernaut's actually from here, and he's a potato farmer, and he has a crazy it's such a wholesome Southern accent. It's so awesome. I love it because I'm watching it in English. Since I'm watching it on Hulu, I'm watching it in English, so it's dope. I really enjoy the English dub. And when season 3 comes out, I'm probably gonna be watching it in Japanese, so I want to hear what everything sounds like. But English, I have no qualms with at all. Like, I really enjoy the English. But anyways, yeah. So they go to China, and we find out he's actually from there, which is why he was brought onto the mission. And so we get his southern accent because we see his parents. You know, his mom, his pa. They both have southern accents. It's adorable. I love it. They're talking, and they go out. They go out to find everything. They're researching all of this. And on the way, they meet in a giant desert creature. Oh, because of that, well, because they're going through the desert, right? It has some weird toxins in it that get you loopy off the stuff, like awesome anesthetics type stuff. So they're all loopy off I guess the crack pipe. I don't even know how to describe it. Like they're all going crazy except for Victor because Licht because he had a mask on, being sensible and smart. So everybody else is cracked out, literally clapped. And then a monster attacks, a desert creature, like some Dune type stuff. And so Ogun and Shinra get ready to attack it. They're clapping it. They're literally destroying it. And the reason why that desert creature showed up is because it was chasing something. And it was a mole who could talk. Perfect language, perfect Inca. Like this dude knows how to talk. He's like Hawk from Seven Deadly Sins. He knows how to talk. And so he's over here like, bro, what are y'all doing here? And what's it called? They say they're here to investigate some infernals and a bunch of other stuff. Research. Actually, let me see. I can define it better. Alright, there you go. So they're looking for a spatial rift that is in the Chinese peninsula. There you go. And this dude that they meet, his name is Sculp. There you go. So they meet up, and he tries to take him to the what's it called, the spatial rift. And while they do that, they find something crazy. They find an Amaterasu-like structure called the Tabernacle. They find the Chinese peninsula's own version of the Amaterasu, again called the Tabernacle, and it's crazy. Like, this is a whole nother revelation because it was thought that the only one there, like in the entire world, was Amaterasu in the Japanese like empire, I guess. And so this is like they're losing their minds. Like, what is this? Why is this here? And another thing that they see is more infernals, way more infernals. But this time, like they're different. They're talking, and usually infernals don't talk at all. Especially since we see them usually transform like in the vicinity, or at least like newly transformed. So why are these ones talking? It's all a crazy mystery. And there's a kind of like a turn where the group has kind of like a divide where Shinra, Tamaki, and I think Arthur, I don't remember, want to investigate. Like, it wouldn't be right to leave it here and not investigate it. While on the other hand, Lieutenant Pond doesn't. Oh, excuse me. He doesn't want to. He's fine leaving it here. So, at the end of the day, they meet in the middle and they do it, but they don't want to fight. Like, they want to avoid fighting as much as they can. And so we have two groups. We have Shinra, Tamaki, and Ogun along with Scott on the outside, while Juggernaut was also on the outside, so four. While Licht, Arthur, and Lieutenant Pond are on the inside, investigating the Tabernacle. And while all this is happening, Shinra has an Adola link with somebody, and it's rumored to be the person who started all this, or not started all this, but like made the Tabernacle in the Chinese peninsula, gave them, the animals here, the ability to talk, and kind of like revived them when the Great Cataclysm happened, because the Great Cataclysm almost killed all the animals here. This person revived them, gave them flame, and basically taught them how to talk. And so while this is going on, excuse me, while this is going on, everybody, outside is fighting infernals, while everybody on the inside is looking inside, and they see a bunch of numbers, like so many numbers on the inside. Like, the walls are literally lined with numbers, and it's so weird. So they're just investigating, and on the outside, everybody's fighting all these infernals, the ones that can talk. And one of the ringleader, he's basically like a cult leader, and he's here like, we gotta do this. We gotta activate the Tabernacle, basically, and start the the great incineration. There you go. Excuse me, like it's Grand Order or something. But yeah, that's going on outside. On the inside, Arthur comes to a realization, like, dang, isn't this pie? And everybody inside is like, whoa, what are you talking about? This, what? And he's like, yeah, pie, the thing that Circumference uses? And over here, he's just confused, like, oh, you're talking about Circumference. He's like, no, the knight, Circumference. I was like, oh my gosh. I was dying over here. I was really dying. Like, I think it's so clever that they really use that as a reason for him to know pie, because in reality, he's dumb. Like, he doesn't know much. He only knows his roleplay. So the fact that they used Circumference and made the Sir part into like a knight name, it's so sick. I thought it was so clever. But anyways, yeah, now they're getting all the information gathered. And on the outside, things are not going good. Shinra needs enough power, like the same power that Benimaru had with an Adola link, to take out this Inferno, because he's strong. He's really strong. Like, and so Shinra's like, alright, but I had an Adola link with this person before, and let's try it again. So he's like, everybody distract them. I'm gonna do this. So Ogun is over here like, alright, bad, and he uses his third generation power, and he goes crazy. He literally starts going ballistic, actually bonkers. I don't even want to say what it is because of how cool it was. I want people to watch it. It was so dope. All I'm gonna say is, oh man, Ogun is fire. Ogun is really fire. And so while he's holding him off, and Tamaki and Juggernaut are over here like, yeah. Shinra is trying to get an Adola link, calling out to the person that basically, you know, like I said, started all this. Started the tabernacle, the reason why animals can talk, so on and so forth. And so he calls out to her, and she's like, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I don't have enough energy to give you enough to beat him, you know? Like, all my energy is going into the tabernacle and keeping all these animals alive, excuse me. And so he's like, there's really nothing, and she's like, I can only give you 1 second worth of power. And then Shinra, if you remember, his power went that his Adola thing that he used against Sho in the end of season 1 is that weird thing where he basically like accelerates so fast that everything else moves slower. Kind of like breaking space and time into itself, you know. It's fire. So when I heard that like you only get 1 second, I knew he was gonna say, "Oh, that 1 second's all I need." And lo and behold, he said it. So I was over here like, "Yo, it's about to be fire. Let's go. What's going on? What's happening?" And as soon as he gets the power, he claps him. Completely claps him. Left no traces of existence. Like, that battle never happened. as far as they know, that Inferno was there. Oh, and then gone the next. In literal seconds. It was so sick. And so, next, they're done with that. They're basic. Shinra, literally, he kicks that dude so far that he sends him flying cross continent. It's so sick. And while all this is going on, he sees the visions that of like this Inferno's past, and it shows that he actually met like the evangelist, the first one. And we learn some crazy revelations about the show, like this person, this evangelist, started religion. Like in this universe, they started religion, the belief of like following a deity, the sun god, and the church, excuse me, the Holy Sun Temple. And it was all the evangelist trying to get people to follow her order, her will. And so this was crazy. This dude was going nutty. Like, Shinra was freaking out. What? All of this? Everything? What? And so when he gets back to the tabernacle, he's just over here like, bro, what happened, dog? What am I seeing? Thinking, what's happening? And so while the inside crew comes outside and they start talking about what happened, what's it called? They go over it, and he's just like, man, I don't know what happened, dog. I don't know what happened. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, honestly, the description of the episode explains it pretty well. They draw some devastating and nerve-wracking revelations about what happened because of their investigation at the tabernacle. But now that everything is done, they say their farewells to Scop and the crow friend that was with them. I never mentioned him because I forgot his name, but he's not really that important. And so they leave, and that arc was like from episode 7 to episode 10. Not too long. It was 4 episodes. It was fire. And next, it's time for my favorite. Oh man, it's time for. Well, actually, okay. So at the end of the video, I'll say my favorite arcs. But next, this arc is fire. This arc is so dope, and it's because it involves 2 people, Benimaru and Joker. It's so sick. Benimaru being literally my favorite character in this, like on Escanor type levels of things, and Joker just being cool. Like, so we start here with what's it called? Basically, the group comes back and they tell Captain Obi about their investigation, all the information, blah blah blah. And so expecting like, oh yeah, we're gonna tell everybody the truth and all that. Captain Obi comes back after talking to Hajime and everybody else, all the officials, and he's like, yeah, we're not gonna be able to tell our findings for the next 3 years. We have to wait. Shino over here, he's tweaking. He's upset. He's like, bro, why? Why? And he's like, I mean, it would cause a big uproar if it happened, you know? It would literally destroy the infrastructure of the world, or of the empire. Because Amaterasu and everything else, like the religion, all of that, well, like it was the cornerstone of why humanity was able to recover from the Great Cataclysm. It was literally the sunshine that guided them through the turmoil that they felt. So just destroying that, saying it was fake, is like it would cause a huge uproar. So they're over here, they're mad, they're upset. And Licht over here, he's upset too because he used to work for Hajime, and any of his findings he couldn't tell because of the fact that it would ruin business. So he's known this rejection before, and we see some backstory with him and how he actually met Joker, how they're connected, how they're their own faction basically, who wants to know the truth. And speaking of Joker, this is who we next see. We see him talking to Benimaru, and he's like, "Yo, can you help me with something?" He's like, "Why?" And he's like, "Oh, I just want to go to the Holy Soul Temple." And he's like, "All right, bet I'll come with you to monitor you." So they go to the Holy Soul Temple, and they literally invade it. Like they start attacking all these monks, all these priests, and it's crazy. They're boxing. It's so dope. It was a nighttime operation. Oh man, it's so dope. I cannot praise that. That whole arc was so sick. But yeah, so they raid it. They start fighting, and we learn more about Joker. We learn more about his past, what he used to do, his connections with people like Leonard Burns, the captain of Company One. So sick. And all that. And he used to work for the Holy Soul Temple as a Shadow Knight, basically, like the people who take care of things, covert ops, like the Black Ops type squadron. And what's it called? We learn about this guy who used to torture him because everybody thought he was, or Joker was special, but his instructor did not. He said, "You are average like everybody else. You will never be nothing. I will work you in tip-top shape." He used to abuse him like crazy. And one day, when when Shinra's mom turned into an inferno, which is crazy, right? Actually crazy. Joker escapes, and he actually finds a family. You know, he's outside laying in the dirt, and somebody picks him up, and they become a close, tight-knit family for a little bit. They immediately die because the Shadow Knights came after them and killed all the family. And this was his lesson, like the world is unfair. It's not a great place, but I want to find out the truth. So he learns he can't stick with anybody or else they're gonna get hurt. So the Shadow Knights show up on the lower sections of the Holy Soul Temple as they progress further and further. And the same guy that was torturing Joker before is there. He's still the leader. And so he's like, "Oh, you came back, huh? Well, time to kill you." And Joker's like, "Alright, bet, let's do it." So he tells Benimaru, like, "Alright, you take on everybody else, I'll take on this guy." And he's like, "What? Would I be gonna split it 50-50?" Like, and he's like, "Alright, cool, like, I guess, this may give me a challenge." And so they start boxing. The fights are sick. The fights are so cool. I even want to, what's it called? Go over the fight because it's so dope. It's so sick. I'm just gonna skip to the ending of it. So Joker wins. He completely claps him with his redacted because I'm not talking about it. It's so dope. And so they're getting ready to go down even further to find more information on the Holy Soul Temple, what's real, what isn't, since what's his face? Benimaru is a proto-nationalist. He wants to learn more about this as well. And lo and behold, Big Boy shows up, the dog, the Don himself, Lieutenant, or not Lieutenant, Captain Burns. Captain Leonard Burns shows up and he's like, yo, what are y'all doing here? Why are y'all doing this? And they go over some information, the history between those two. And Leonard, or Burns is like, alright, but, I mean, you guys are doing the same thing that I'm doing. I'm investigating this place, so are you. So take this. And it was the journal of the first, I forgot what the guy that started the Holy Soul Temple, the first what's his fault. It was his wife's journal of all the accounts and memories and everything of her and her husband. And they got all the information, and it notes a notable change in his demeanor after he met the evangelist. And so they take that, they investigate it, and they leave. Because Burns said, alright, I'm going to try to keep this under wraps as best as I can. But please don't do anything like this again if you're going to keep investigating. And so they're like, sure, alright. And they leave. And that's the end of that. A nighttime raid, as quick as they came in, they leave the same way. And that's that. That's so fire. Alright. And next, the Hajima. The Hajima arc. Oh my goodness. At first I didn't like this arc, but it's not as bad as the arc with Habana and her company. I didn't like that one at all from season 1. This arc, I didn't like it in the beginning, but then I was like, oh, you know what? This is fine. I like the premise, so I'll say that. So let me go into it. Shinra and Linked go to Hajima, right? Because of the information that they found, they want to find out more about what Hajima's doing, and with the person that they have being the 6th pillar. And this person, right? This person was actually in season 1. He was a kid. And he was a kid that was affected by a man, I think, alright, well, I didn't expect for this to happen at all. I thought I could upload the video in the way that it was, but it was too long, so I had to split it up into 2 parts. And this is going to be part 1, obviously. Part 2 will be uploaded very soon, like a day or so. And yeah, I really did not expect this. I apologize from the bottom of my heart, because this is crazy. Like, I thought I could upload it in 1 video, but I forgot, like, the limit is 60 minutes, and I went past that by a good margin. So again, I'm gonna split them up, 2 30-minute videos instead of 1 hour long video. Hopefully that's easier to digest too. Excuse me. But yeah, so as of right now, it's gonna be the end of part 1. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry again. I really wish I had better outlet to edit my videos, so I could have made this 1 hour long video, but I digress. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll check you out in part 2. Peace.